Alright guys, this is Mustang here, and I wanted to show you guys what I use for my settings to stream. So if you don't have that good of a computer and you are trying to stream, this is what I use. So of course I use YouTube Gaming. My stream key goes in here, which you should already know how to do that at this point. If you don't, there's videos on YouTube of how to put your stream key in. Now my computer, when I bought it, I'm streaming through the Elgato HD60, and when I bought my HD60, my computer wasn't good enough. So I had purchased another computer, and that one wasn't good enough either. No matter what I do, I felt like my stream was lagging out. So one of the things I had to do was change all my settings. And so I have my stream here. If you go to your output settings in OBS, one of the things I had to do was I had to rescale to 1280 720. So that put me in 720 instead of going to 1060. So that was one of the big things, is make sure your stream output is 1280 by 720. You want to make sure you have that there. So another thing you want to do is your bit rate. For some reason I wasn't getting a good signal to YouTube Gaming, so I changed my bit rate to 2100. And then my buffer size I put at 2250. Keyframe intervals, seconds. If you put it on 0, it'll stay in auto, so move that to 1. My CPU usage, I wanted to go right to ultra fast, but I've been having mine on very fast, and it hasn't really made that big of a difference. So set your OBS to very fast when you get there. Audio, I'm using the Blue Snowball microphone, and I just use my default desktop. So when I stream music and stuff like that, I have it here. I don't have a second audio device. My video is active right now. That's why I can't change things, because I'm making this video. But right here is where you set your base canvas is 1600 by 900. Your output scale 1280 to 720. So you should see it on this screen under video where you change it. Downscale filter is linear. Fastest but blurry if scaling. And then my frames per second are 30. Even though I have the HD60, I'm only running 30 frames per second because I have that lower grade computer, so it's not that good. So if you set your settings to these on a lower scale computer, it's going to be better for you. You're going to run smoother. You're not going to get kicked out. One of the things I had to do though with mine is I had to put a secondary fan on my graphics card. Now I'm not running Intel graphics. I'll show you guys in a second here what I'm running for graphics. But under advanced, on your process priority, that's set to high. Render is Direct 3D 11. And this pretty much all this stuff stayed. I didn't have to change any of this stuff. I didn't mess with it. So the big thing I changed was in my video. Make sure your output scaled resolution is 1280 by 720, and then make sure this is checked here, and you're going 1280 by 720. Bitrate 2100, keys 1, buffer size 2250, and this is use custom buffer, so I have that set, and this again is set to very fast, so it's a third one down. So if you use these settings for a cheaper computer, you're not going to have as many lag problems. So that's a lot of times what people have is a lag problem. So these settings should be here. And then for recording, make sure it's set for MP4. And your audio should be 160. So make sure these are all 160. So these are the OBS settings that Dad's Commentary uses. And I do live streaming, and I don't seem to have an issue with it. So that's where your biggest issue runs. And this is for live streaming. I probably should have said that at the beginning. But anyway, these are live streaming settings, and I will show a sample of my live streams that I do so you guys can see. But I'm running at 720. I'm running through the PlayStation 4 Elgato HD60 running into my computer, and then all this is going. So I was really upset when I got my computer and I just couldn't get a good signal to YouTube. I just kept saying YouTube was not a strong enough signal. And now it seems to be a lot better with these settings. So again, make sure that's 1280 to 720. And right here is where you'd set it, output 1280 to 720. You can also set this down. So I know that it's an HD 60, and the first thing people want to do is put it at 60 frames per second. But if your graphics card isn't good enough, you got a lower RAM, you're going to struggle, you're going to lag out, and it's just everybody's going to be complaining about your stream quality. So again, this is the settings for somebody like me with a cheaper computer just getting started. So these would be the settings you'd set, and then once you get better stuff, you can bump it up. But any other question on live streaming or anything like that? I'm still new to it. Just hit over 600 subs, so that's pretty exciting. But I'm still new to live streaming. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll tell you anything I do to make my equipment work, programs I use, and stuff like that. So make sure you have OBS with the Elgato 360. That's what I recommend. For me, I've never paid for it. This is a free program for anybody. It does have its quirks. Once you learn the program, it's a good program. So anyway, I just wanted to go over that with you guys. Thanks.
Say hello to my little friend. He gets a band, he gets a band, she gets a band.